Hello, BookTube. Well, it's the end of May, and that means June is right on the horizon. And I wanted to make a video bringing together three things that are happening in June. They're all similar. They can all be largely grouped in the same heading. The biggest thing that's happening in June, of course, is June on the Range, an event created by Michael K. Vaughan to celebrate Westerns, Western novels. A lot of people I know are looking forward to June on the Range. A lot of people I know and correspond with are so looking forward to June on the Range that they haven't been able to wait, and they've started reading Westerns a little early. That has not been largely me. I like Westerns quite a bit, but I don't like them enough to let them spread. Now that they have a place on my calendar, they can live there, and I'm happy to overindulge in them in the month of June. So I don't read Westerns usually at any other part of the year, but I am looking forward to reading a whole lot of them in June. So that's one event, is June on the Range. But there are two others that dovetail with June on the Range. And one of them is also by Michael K. Vaughan. Michael K. Vaughan has a year-long book club, Roger's Cheap Old Book Club, the cheapest book club on BookTube, because all the books are free at Project Gutenberg. He's just picking books that are in the common domain. And for the month of June, his pick is designed to dovetail with June on the Range. It is The Virginian by Owen Wister, Theodore Roosevelt's friend, Owen Wister. They met at Harvard. And this is from the earliest years of the 20th century and really created something like the template of the Western novel that we would get and that would flourish so much once cinema got its hands on Westerns. It would flourish like crazy. When we talk on June on the Range about Westerns once ruling the roost, that's true. It's doubly true. It was true in the bookstores for everything other than romance, and it was true in the movie theaters as well. It was true on the radio. Oh my God, it became true on TV. Some of the longest running TV shows in history are Westerns. And we owe a lot of that template to Owen Wister's novel, The Virginian. It took off for him. It was a huge success in his own day. And if you come to it now, a mind-boggling 120 years later, you might be tempted to read it and think, well, so what? It's just an ordinary Western. But no, it was the first of those. The reason why it seems ordinary is because it largely made the mold. And is still, after all this time, good reading. It is still good reading. I think it is fair to call it the first Western. And it is still one of the best ones. One of the really, really good one. And that is one of the other events going on in June. But there's one other event going on in June that is also Western related. Randy Ray, the literate Texan, has a book club. Same as Michael K. Vaughan. His is the Lone Star Book Club. And he has chosen for his June pick not the first Western, but what I think it's safe to call the best Western. And that is Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry, which is, I believe, at only 2 points in its entire length. It's a very long novel. It's 5 times the length of the Virginian. But I believe at only 2 points in its length does it actually nod in the direction of the Virginian. I'm not sure that Larry McMurtry had the Virginian in mind when he was writing this book. I'm not 100% sure that he read it. He read a lot. He read everything. He was an omnivorous, hungry reader. But even so, you will still see the correspondences, some of them. I believe the foremost influence that the Virginian has on this book, if Larry McMurtry knew the book, is to subvert the Virginian in the course of this book. It's several of the templates that it introduces are intentionally subverted in this book. This is big. It's a big, fat novel. It's fantastic. It's every bit as good as you have heard. These are 2 Pulitzer Prize winning books. They're every bit as good as they have been billed. Lonesome Dove is far more complex, has far more moving parts than the Virginian, which at a couple of points in its length is actually almost sleepy. And if this is Randy Ray's pick for June on the Range, and you might look at it, if you look at a copy of it on a shelf, you might think, well, I maybe could read that in June if I read nothing else, but you're going to find this a page turner. Very much so, you are. It's a big book, but it is one of those big books that's a page turner, so that it's not going to be a heavy weight that you need to move. You're going to be looking for reasons to read it. And it is every bit as good as you have heard. So that'll make it easy. So it is possible to do. It's actually might be possible to do both of these, to do both these book club things, in which case, boy, oh boy, have you covered the ground for June on the Range. Not technically. If there are any, there aren't any rules for June on the Range. Michael K. Vaughan is the most easygoing event host imaginable. But if you were to follow the rules, it would be to read one Louis L'Amour novel and one Zane Grey novel, since they are the titans of the genre that I believe was set on its feet by Owen Wister. And if you read Lonesome Dove and The Virginian in the month of June, you're probably not going to have time to read a Louis L'Amour or a Zane Grey. But nevertheless, these are two great picks if you want not only to be part of June on the Range, but part of these two book clubs. They are both great picks. Especially if you're reading them for the first time. Oh my God, the worlds they will open up for you. And I think there's a neat kind of symmetry that Michael K. Vaughan's pick is the original Western, the first Western, and Randy Ray's pick is the best Western. I don't think the genre has ever done better than Lonesome Dove. I don't see how it could. Nevertheless, you can judge for yourself. All I meant this video for is to let you know that there's this confluence of events and that everything is about to kick off with sagebrush. In the month of June, we are going to be saturated in Westerns. I'm not going to be totally saturated in Westerns myself. Of course, my remit for reading is new releases. And they pause for no man, and they are not at all Westerns. They are mostly not Westerns anymore. Westerns are a tiny, relegated little side channel of the publishing world now. And also, I'm part of another event. Book Trek kicks off in June as well, which is Star Trek fiction, which barely ever coincides with Westerns. So I'm going to be doing a lot of that, but if you're going to concentrate on the communal aspect of BookTube, if you like the fact that you're a part of these lively, wonderfully fun events, we've got two book clubs and June on the Range. So I just thought I'd make a video to point that out to you. So I'm gonna exit stage left, but I'll be back. Thank you, BookTube.